Hello YouTube and welcome to my new Transformers toy review. Now the other day I was lucky enough to be able to pick up this 30th anniversary Springer figure, so I thought I would just share my thoughts about it because this is a pretty well reviewed toy. I'm not going to go into details about how cool it actually is. You can just check out the other reviews, and I'm pretty sure everyone thinks this is a really cool and well-made toy. So I would rather just focus on the evolution of this figure and show you him a little bit next to his Generation 1 counterpart. This is something I really like to do, to have all my to have my Generation 1 figures next to the modern versions that are recently coming out. I think it's fun, and I think it's cool to see how they evolved and how far they have come in these last few years. So as you can see, Springer has gone a really long way since Generation 1. Springer is probably one of the most popular triple changers, which came out in a little help here. 1986. So this one is from 1986, and to tell you the truth, I was pretty disappointed when I finally found Springer. First I saw Springer in the Transformers the movie that came out, I think, also in '86. I haven't really seen any of the toys until later. That's because of the fact that they didn't really come into my country until just later. So I saw the movie first, and based on the movie I expected something very, very cool from the Springer toy, and to tell you the truth, I was quite disappointed by the actual toy, because it's rather small. First of all, I don't really know if it really is just an issue of size, and most Generation 1 figures, triple changer figures, are this same size, so they are about 6 or 7 inches tall. They are pretty small. And now I know that even Hot Rod or Galvatron didn't look like he did in the movie or in the TV show in toy form, but let's just take this size comparison between Hot Rod and Springer, and let's take a picture from the movie which shows that Springer should be about this tall compared to the other characters. He's a really tall guy, and well, I was just disappointed not to get that in toy form. Also, to tell you the truth, this toy is not the best. Yeah, articulation wise, you shouldn't expect much from a Generation 1 toy, and he even has an elbow joint which is sort of nice. I just don't like the way that the arms are sitting, I guess. They just look weird, and of course you can't do anything with the legs. No articulation there. And I don't really like, this is an old toy that I have, and it's kind of flimsy. Sometimes these parts don't stay on the sides like they should, but I just don't like how their legs are made. So I would really love to finally have a movie accurate Springer toy. And with that said, let's continue with this new one, because I know that this one is the comic book accurate version of the IDW comic book More Than Meets the Eye, which I haven't really read. I only read Last Stand of the Wreckers, which is part of that series, but I haven't really read issues. I'm planning to, but I just have so many comic books lined up, so this is somewhere on my waiting list. Well, anyway, I'm pretty sure this is a very well done portrait of that character, of the character, the way he is portrayed in that comic book. He looks comic accurate to me, and I love that. It's a cool thing. I also like the fact that he's a really tall toy. So yeah, he's certainly taller than Cop or other characters the way he should. It's just still not Generation 1 Springer to me. It's a very cool Springer. It looks awesome. It has all the features. At first I didn't really like these huge wheels being part of the lower leg, but right now I'm getting used to it, and I sort of like it. Even I will like it even more if I order the repro label set, because I think the repro label set add a lot to this toy, and I'm really excited to get that eventually. So a very cool toy, very cool Generations figure. It's just not G1 accurate. So I would really love to have a G1 accurate Springer, because he's such a cool character in the movie, and I think it would be great to have a figure like that. I love the face sculpt. I think he looks really cool. First of all, the light piping is awesome, that I unfortunately can't show, but it works really well. And I like the fact that he sort of kind of looks the same as his Generation 1 counterpart, and especially if you take some images from the movie. I really like how both of them actually portray the same character and look the same, even though this one is obviously a different design as this one. I really like the fact how some of the articulations are handled here. I love the ratchets. They are really strong, and you get a really firm and cool figure, and nothing is loose, nothing feels cheap, so you really have your money's worth with this figure, I guess. And I've been passing this figure on for quite a while, and then I figured I would add him to my collection, but by the time I came to this decision I couldn't find him anywhere, because he's so popular. I think he was just flying off the shelves, and online he was going for more and more higher prices. So at the end I was lucky to find it in London, in Forbidden Planet. And this was the only one that they had, so I was really lucky to get him. The transformation I wasn't a big fan of, I have to admit, and I'm not going to transform him in front of the camera, but I will show you the alt modes. I just think the transformation is it's not really an enjoyable thing to me, at least. I didn't really enjoy transforming this figure. I think it's a bit too complicated, and I think it's a bit too hard to get all the parts together as they should be, lining up and pegging into each other, but you will see what I'm talking about. So here you can see the car mode, and I'm not going to lie to you, I have to use the instructions every time I'm transforming this. Now I have this issue with most Generations figures. I don't transform them that often, and I just can't remember the transformations properly, so I have to use the instructions over and over, which isn't a bad thing. A complicated transformation is not a bad thing if it's fun, but for me this is just frustrating. There's so many things that have to line up perfectly and peg together perfectly to get the final result, and as you can see it just doesn't, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm following the instructions from step by step, but it just doesn't peg together like it should. So I'm left with this, with holes everywhere, and I'm not happy for that. I honestly don't know what I'm doing wrong. For example, this side mirror, no, side windshield parts, I don't even see where they should pack together, and I just can't. I think this part is the way it should be right now. It packed together, so I just don't understand why this part doesn't line up the way it should, because these are connected. So if this is in the right position, then this should be in the right position too, but it's obviously it's not. So I just can't be happy with it. The other thing I don't like is that this spoiler thing is, I know this is supposed to be a futuristic car, and these are in this position for the helicopter mode, which looks cool, but I just don't think these spoilers look cool at all. I think they look weird. Spoilers should be connected for me. I don't know, this is just, however I turn it, I'm not happy with it. So I don't like this part. So yeah, I'm sort of frustrated with both modes actually. This is just the car mode. I will put him in helicopter mode right now. I like the wheels. They turn on nicely, and I think the repro labels add a lot to the car mode, and it looks much better with them. So I will definitely get that pack for him, but I don't think I will transform him that much anyway, because to tell you the truth, I just don't like this mode. So let's see the helicopter mode. Oh no, wait, let's do a comparison with the G1 that I actually know how to transform by heart. I don't need the instructions for him, but with that said, it's a much easier transformation. You just, there he is in car mode. Yeah, not as impressive, but to tell you the truth, as a kid I had way more fun transforming him than I ever had transforming him, even though he looks like a cool futuristic car. But I don't know, I like the way how the colors sort of match. So the gray, the yellow, and the green, that's cool. This should be silver like this part. So I like the attention to these little details. But yeah, I just can't enjoy the transformation, sorry. Alright, so I'm in mid-transformation between car and helicopter mode, and I just have to add that I hate this part with a passion, because this part should be pulled out first for me to be able to turn it around, and it's just such a pain to pull it out. It doesn't go. I just hate it. I mean, these little parts in the transformation that you just can't get around, and how many times I do it, I just can't do it right. So here we are in helicopter mode, which I don't see much of an improvement here. I like the fact that the rotor is really well spinning, but I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but the rotor keeps on hitting these spoiler parts, which should be in this position, and I don't know what's wrong with it. Sometimes it's good, but most of the times it keeps on hitting it, and I just hate it. So I can't help but think that this is not supposed to be like this, but then again, everything packed together, so I don't see where I did wrong, but it's not good. So I don't like these parts with the hands out like that. I think they look weird. I don't like the fact that the windshields are down here. I don't really see how that works. And I don't like the fact that these yellow parts, again, they don't peg well together, so the whole thing looks to me like it's just about to fall apart. There's this landing gear that can be opened, but really there's nothing for you to really grab it and pull it out unless you're using a little knife or something, so I'm not even going to go there right now. My other gripe is that I honestly don't know how this should attach here, because in the description it gives you all the information it gives you is to add weapon. Well, thank you, but how? So this doesn't peg in anywhere, and on the picture it's pictured like this. I really don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I just can't put it in there. I really tried every possible angle. I tried making this handle turn as much as it can, but nothing helps. I can't put it in there. I think the gun would make it look a little bit better, cooler maybe, but then again I have to admit I think the helicopter mode is also weak. So here I'm having, for comparison, the helicopter mode of the G1 figure, which unfortunately I don't have the rotor for, of course. Like with most figures, that part was lost, and it's so expensive on eBay that I'm not even thinking about buying it, because it basically costs more than a body of the figure. And of course this part is kind of loose on mine. Also, another thing I always kind of hated, and I rather just transformed him like this, is the fact that the arms are visible when you open them like this, so it doesn't help. But yeah, well, this is a helicopter mode that sort of looks like the cartoon helicopter mode, and but really it's not much of a difference between the helicopter and the car mode. It's just that. You can go into car mode. So yeah, I'm not happy with either modes, either alt modes, to tell you the truth. I really like the robot mode, I really like the articulation, I really like the sculpt, although I would be more happy to finally have a cartoon accurate sculpt. I'm pretty sure the comic book is awesome and I'm planning to read it, and maybe I will like the sculpt more if I read when I read the comic book. But right now I'm just having a cool toy which looks cool in robot mode, and that's it. So for a triple changer it's kind of a bummer, because I think both his alt modes are sort of weak, and well, that was the case a lot of times with triple changers that came out in the 80s. There are some that have really weak alt modes, both actually. But Springer to me is a really dear character, so I would just love to finally have a decent figure with good alt modes and comic accurate and movie accurate sculpt. Maybe once we will get a masterpiece of him, I don't know, hopefully. So thank you for watching my review. This has been the evolution of Springer, and hope you liked it, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.